here's one. You are great, someone saying to Justin Roiland. So are you. And then, he comes in and says, oh, that's him shooting somebody. You are great. They come back, so are you. And he says, are you going to get Rick and Morty tattooed on your boob, licking your nipples? If not, then who? And it's like, wow, the
Whoa. That escalated quickly. And she's like, I am fine. How are you? What the?
Man, he was saying some other things, like some weird, very weird.
You notice he didn't address that.
I mean, he like there was no foreplay, no lead up.
Nope, just dropped him off at Nasty Town.
Yeah. If you're at dtmerch.com, there's so many other things that you can do over there and see, such as our new videos that are up on TikTok and up on YouTube. But what I really want you to do is I want you to go and first of all, you can start by looking at that banner in the middle of DT Merch, clicking that. So you can go over to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted so you can get tickets for Double Toasted live in New York City, Brooklyn to be more exact. That's April 1st. And that's going to be a show starting at 8 p.m. at the ROILAND Intermedium for a night of comedy, games, and much, much more. You're going to have a great time while you're there. This is an interesting thing right here. Maybe we should talk about this after the show because I definitely have mixed feelings about a certain thing we talked about that happened. And I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong, which I think I did say. This is about, I'll tell you, it's about Justin Roiland. Because I did say when we were talking about this, that's why I use the word allegedly. I say, I don't know what happened. If they found him guilty, then guilty. But did you hear about this?
No.
So Justin Roiland, turns out that the case against him from his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
I guess that was struck down.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, justified. You mother. Talking about me, all the lies and everything. So yeah, we'll talk about that.
He got dismissed.
Oh, really?
You talking about Rick and Morty guy?
Yeah.
He got dismissed in Orange County. That don't
mean shit.
It doesn't exonerate you, number one. Number two, that's not the only case against him.
No, that is it. That is it. Yeah. Keep that thought. That's very good because we'll talk about that.
That doesn't touch on all those.
That's say that thought. That's exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like there's still some funny business going on here. You ain't justified with shit just yet.
I'm just saying, man. 1 down, 9 to go. I'm just saying, Trump. I'm just saying, just because you got 1 dismissed.
You know what? I'll go since we're talking about it. I'll just bring it up right now. We'll get into the show in a little bit. But Justin Roiland. So let me see here.
Yes, I didn't recognize the name, but when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I read that today.
And I'm not one to. When I was talking about Justin Roiland, I wasn't a hater of Justin Roiland. Justin Roiland was supposed to come in and do an interview with us about a week before all that stuff went down. All the accusations came out, all the news came out, the case came out. The only reason why it didn't happen is because hanging out with them damn cats. I had to go see Avatar that night. So that's why I didn't. That's why it never happened. So. I never came in hating on Justin Roiland. I mean, everybody loves Rick and Morty, and of course, with a backlash happening at some point, because a backlash was already happening against Rick and Morty.
Right.
So it was easy to jump on a bandwagon against the man himself. But Justin Roiland. So Justin Roiland, domestic violence charges dismissed. Rick and Morty creator slams horrible lies reported about me. So he sent out a tweet pretty much saying, oh, y'all. So, that's the short version. Long version's right here. He says, Justice. I have always known that these claims were false, and I never had any doubt that this day would come. I'm thankful that the case has been dismissed, but at the same time, I'm deeply shaken by the horrible lies that were reported about me during this process. Most of all, I'm disappointed that so many people were so quick to judge without knowing the facts, based solely on the word of an embittered ex trying to bypass due process and have me, quote unquote, canceled. That it may have succeeded, even partially, is shameful. However, now that the legal case has ended, I'm determined to move forward and focus both on my creative projects and restoring my good name. Now, it is not unusual for somebody to, because he lost his job at Cartoon Network as playing a major role in Rick and Morty. Now, that's not unusual for people to lose their jobs and then come back to, to just be at some point exonerated of everything that happened to them because it happened to James Gunn. James Gunn was let go from Marvel for some jokes he put online, and then they fired him, and he came back. And and he wasn't rubbing it in people's face like this, but
well, yeah, that's quite the victory lap to be taken so early in the game. But dismissed doesn't mean they can still refile.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's dismissed.
Really?
He's not acquitted.
Oh.
It's not double jeopardy. No, dismissed just means the judge. I mean, it could be for any reason. It could be because somebody did some paperwork error. And I'm not saying the guy's guilty or not guilty. I'm just saying they can always refile with a dismissal. They can refile with a mistrial. Even if he went to trial, they could refile. The only time you can't refile is if you're straight up acquitted by a jury.
I don't mind saying I'm sorry, and I don't mind saying I'm wrong, because we did come in and say some things about Justin Roiland that we went pretty hard on him, but that wasn't just based on the abuse case. I always have this thing, and I piss people off with it, where you have the accusation of one person against another person. I've always said, I don't know. Now, if you got about 10, 20 coming out, I'm like, at this point,
Yeah.
But when that was the one, I've always even said, much to the chagrin of people out there, I've said that whole thing of believe women no matter what. I said that is completely wrong. We've all said that, don't believe men, don't believe women, don't believe dog, cats, anybody, who just comes out of the blue with an accusation. I've always said that. But there was more that was going on with Justin Roiland than this accusation right here.
Right, because we remember we brought up a bunch of shit. That's what we were like, ooh, got that,
Yeah, now I'm looking at some of this stuff. Unless this is part of the lie, unless this was fabricated too, this is the stuff that was really freaking us out. Now, domestic abuse cases always, nothing to be taken lightly, but I just said, I don't know what's happening with this.
Right. It comes down to he said, she said.
Yeah, but it was a bunch of other weird shit that was going on with him where we just kind of like, all right, this guy just seems like a weirdo, man. It was the tweets going out to these girls, man, that he was putting out there. Here's one. You are great, someone saying to Justin Roiland. So are you. And then, he comes in and says, that's him shooting somebody. You are great. They come back, so are you. And he says, are you going to get Rick and Morty tattooed on your boob, licking your nipples? If not, then who? And it's like, wow,
that escalated quickly. And she's like, I am fine. How are you? What the?
Man, he was saying some other things, like some weird shit, very weird shit.
If you notice, he didn't address that.
I mean, he jumped like there was no foreplay, no lead up.
Nope, just dropped him off at Nasty Town. Didn't take the city route.
How you doing? I'm fine. You.
Yeah. I love it. You're great. So are you. So with that pussy.
And I guess he's hoping the reaction is be like, oh, he's so crazy. He got such a sense of humor. It's so out of the box.
Yeah, but that's even.
Speaking of box,
it's not only is it harassment, but it's just weird. Like your harassment don't even make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, if not, then who? And you respond, not me.
I know, right?
How about you, bitch? Kind of weird shit.
He's like, I'm rich and famous. Yeah. I ain't got time for this formality shit. I ain't got time for this. Where she won't she?
What kind of goddamn bullshit? What kind of Riddler shit is this? If not, then who?
That's not even Riddler shit.
I don't know. Not me. You go find somebody else who will. Not me.
Stuck up ass bitch.
Oh, but
they want to call that grooming too. But
grooming,
that ain't grooming. That's just straight harassment right there, man.
Yes.
Yeah. And so much of it is like, no, I get you. Yeah, I had a weird sexual childhood too. Anyway, my girlfriend and I getting together and we want you for a threesome. Are you into that? It's that all the time. They say he would come into the office whenever he came in, just talking about threesomes all the time, where people were like, can I get back to work?
And what I'm saying is he didn't address that in that victory lap he just did.
Yeah.
So so you say he would talk about threesomes and all that. Well, you had a fucked up childhood. Look, unless you was lying about your childhood, you should be down. Wait, what?
Yeah.
So these are allegations, but it's like, here's another allegation from a user that claimed Justin Roiland used a friend named Christy to reach her. She believes that Christy worked as the predatory scout for him. And that she looks for young girls who looked a certain way so they can have threesomes for herself and Justin.
Does that sound familiar to anybody? Somebody named Ghislaine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so
I'm just saying, sounds familiar.
This person right here, this was literally his first response to me telling him about my childhood sexual trauma. At the time, he was drunk and we were just getting to know each other. In context with all the other information about him out there now, yes, he is an insane creep. Oh, shit. All right. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but it says here, I guess this is where she's telling him about her sexual abuse. And he says, oh, no, that's heartbreaking. You know what? You get to own it and enjoy it. You just need to be with someone who puts your pleasure at the same level as theirs. Not going to lie, I have kinks around what you just said, but I'm also so focused on my partner's pleasure. But people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what you just told me that what I told you about my sexual trauma turns you on. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I don't know if these are fabricated too. I don't know if there's the whole network, a whole network smear campaign, like people who are actually actively putting together a prefabricated smear campaign against Justin Roiland. If that's the case, I'm sorry, and I will. And I would apologize for if I contributed to the smearing of his name, but there's a lot of shit out there that has not yet been really addressed. This is just one thing, my man. And if I were you, until those things are addressed,
don't take that lap. He didn't just take the lap; he had a fist pumping.
This stuff is not as bad, but it just shows like odd behavior. Like he wasn't even working half the time at this point. He was sending remote control cars to meetings. And people like a little car come in the room. They'd be like, "What is that?" They'd be like, "Oh, that's Justin."
He's here. President accounted for.
So does it is a car, does it transform into Justin Roiland after a while or something? I mean, it was weird. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like, I looked at this, and I'm not doing this to make myself feel like, well, I talked a lot of shit about him, so I'm going to try to find some fault so I don't have to look bad. No, it's just a lot of questions still out there. So you out here talking shit.
I know.
And I
wouldn't do it either.
I would be very humble if I were you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it always makes me nervous or suspicious, I should say, whenever somebody that quickly goes, exonerated. Exoneration, like, Trump does that. Remember Bill Cosby did that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that quick to go, oh, see, it's all bullshit. It's like, if you really didn't do it, if it were me, I'd be like, my lawyer would be like, hey, man, you got off. I was like, no, man, I'm worried about this other shit, too. Man. People keep saying this other stuff. I'm not going to say nothing yet.
I get it. If somebody has lied on you and all this has come down on you, you are anxious to, like, I got to prove myself.
Yeah.
And so, you see, it wasn't true. But the way all this works is that when one thing gets brought up, if you got other shit,
it all comes up.
That's when they go like, oh, so you got a spotlight? Well, here's some other stuff he did that I've been keeping quiet about. And somebody said like, oh, he did that to you? Well, here's something he did to me too. And the avalanche, because when the cancel culture first started, it started with dudes who were trying to take up for women.
Yep.
And it had other women going like, oh, so now you trying to be a hero, but do you remember what you did to me back in the day?
That's how Franco got it. Yeah. Wearing that goddamn ribbon. That man he wore to his clothes.
Sometimes it pays just to shut
the hell up.
That's like, I want to be an ally, but I can't have this bounce back on me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not out to see anybody's life ruined. You know, if all this is false, and that's why I you always hear me say allegedly or I don't know.
Sure.
I really don't get.
Yeah, we don't know.
People get mad and they get mad because I don't get mad.
I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Nowadays, you really got to be careful of what you jump on and what you champion because that shit come back and shoot you right in the ass.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, Corey's right. Sometimes we get people mad at us because we don't say anything. Right. You didn't say enough about that. I can't y'all no more.
You got that right. And I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm really trying to remember the last thing somebody got mad and say, hey, man, what about this? And I said, what about it? I said, I don't know anything about it. I'm not saying anything. I will, like I said, once enough accusations come out or it seems like there's enough proof, I will say something, but for whatever it's worth. But
I know it's something recently. We talked about one thing and somebody was like, how come you guys aren't talking about Angelina Jolie's accusations about Brad Pitt abusing her? And I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Because I wasn't there.
I don't know. Yeah, this is between them right now.
She won't even talk about it, really. Man. She's always goes, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. People straight up ask her. She's like, I don't know. I mean,
It's the grooming thing that I'm really concerned with him. That's the only thing. That's still out there.
Yeah.
And and that's talking to underage girls online and shit. That's just a weird, creepy thing to do, man.
Especially since it seems to be a problem with animators.
It really is. John, that's how Ren and Stimpy got John Christopher Lucy lost his career.
Oh, him too?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, they have the proof. Like he was stuffing socks in his pants and sending shit to.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What he got to me? What you doing?
Bring his young girlfriends to the studio and
Yeah, 16. And by the way, because he was a genius and shit, this is how it goes to show you, like, when you have power, don't nobody say shit. Because he was bringing 16-year-old girls to the studio, at least one or two, and he was saying, that's my girlfriend. And people just kind of like, well, I work for him, okay.
Damn,
and nobody said anything.
Doing that R. Kelly.
Yeah, man. John K. He had a picture called
John K.
Yeah, yeah. He had a picture he sent to
John
one
K
girl.
through 12.
Yeah, John K. sent this picture of this girl with the he had like he was taking a picture with he wasn't naked or anything, but he was thrusted and his dick was like going on, and I think he had a sock in his pants, and he was like from Sock Boy. Let me see if I can find this, man.
Oh, God.
He was thrusting.
Yeah.
What made you more thrusting?
Yeah, he was
Just think about this.
package boy. That's what it was.
Oh, my
He can't even sell it with his face. He's like this.
He know he's wrong.
Yeah, he's like this. I shouldn't even be doing this. And he is thrusting like a.
That's what I told you. Look, you put it out there, man.
So this is his resume, huh?
That's his headshot.
Yeah.
At the end it says Merry Christmas.
Yeah. To Katie from Package Boy.
Dash Boy.
Boy, that is a young girl's name, if ever.
I know.
Katie.
Katie.
I
Ain't
know,
nobody over the
Katie.
age of 16 named Katie.
Was there a heart over the eye?
Yeah.
Oh.
He pretty much said to Katie, here's my dick. To a young girl.
It's just like I shouldn't be doing this. Well, this is what you got.
And listen, I ain't one of those people. I ain't taking no big moral thing. How dare you? You know, you're pedophile. You should be put to. Man, listen, I don't come down that hard on people, man. But it's just some shit you're too grown to do.
Yeah.
They're like, that's just common sense to tell you not to do that.
I know, man, but love will make you do strange things.
Oh no, love ain't love. Love.
Yeah, I love it.
Love what? Love young girls.
Now hand me that motion capture suit. Oh my God,
Thank you for that.
got a tight ass motion capture suit on.
Anyway, that's the thing with Justin Roiland. I think, it's just weird when you start talking to young girls online because you I don't know, man. It's just odd to me. Like, if you have a certain amount of fame, why are you using that for girls who were still in high school and shit?
James Franco.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man.
I don't understand it either.
I don't understand it because I'm just saying, again, not taking a big moral stance. I'm like, why would you want to put yourself in that kind of position to get in trouble, man? Because it's going to happen. I mean, especially today, it's going to come out online, and what's going to happen is these girls are going to grow up, and they're going to say, at the time, it was cool, but I was young.
Right.
I was infatuated.
Now I'm looking
and now
back.
that I'm an adult, oh, wait a minute, that son of a bitch was taking advantage of me.
Oh, yeah.
It always happens like that. And that's the way it should be.
And in his mind, we're just friends.
Yeah.
Always the case.
Is that right,
Yeah.
package boy?
Yeah.
Package boy. Package for Katie. Ding dong.
We're just friends. I was being a mentor.
That's
Candy gram for Katie.
And Justin Roiland too. You're talking about people who are extremely talented, amazing, change things, and they put it all on the line because they can't control their urges and dicks, man. This guy said, no matter what he said to me, not only is he a great animator, but he's a great artist, draftsman, excellent storyteller, does amazing voices, and I'm just like, wow, you put all that out there, man. Just for a young girl. Now it's just wasted. Now you're just drawing pictures for people online because you can't get a job anywhere else. You can't sell a story. Well, and I'll also say he was a great storyteller, but that's when people had a reign on him.
Yeah.
When he did Ren and Stimpy, it was some bullshit. Well, you remember when he did Ren and Stimpy for Spike TV?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. When they said, come over here and just do whatever you want. Don't say that.
real?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd watch that and you're like, well, it's weird, but I don't understand a goddamn thing that just happened.
He came in dressed like a package boy. I got this shit.
I'm back, baby. Package boy.
I'm off the leash.
And the girls
Katie,
don't
yo.
have to even be that young, because look at Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Adam. Yeah.
Adam Levine was like, it was one of those things like, back in your subconscious, you wanted to get caught, man. I mean, you were just
Yeah, you
dropping
did.
breadcrumbs. You were dropping loaves of bread.
That's another
Somebody
way. At
catch
least
my
they were
ass.
legal. You know, I ain't got nothing
Yeah,
to say
true,
about that. I'm
true.
just like, all right, do what you want to do. You
I'm
know?
just talking about amateur hour.
I would.
hour, yeah.
Don't. Hey, listen. I'm not. I shouldn't be giving advice, but I'll say this right. No influencers.
No, man.
That's what they do. They talk shit online. You don't give them a reason to talk. They're gonna blow you up. They're gonna put you out there.
Don't name your daughter after your mistress.
Oh my God!
I mean, come on, man.
Are you kidding me?
Like, of all the
man.
things he could have wrote that you could just go like, well, you know, rock star, midlife crisis,
Sure,
yeah, the
sure.
girl's sexy, what's the, you know, but that shit,
Yeah,
Man.
like, shit, dude.
Don't name your dog after your mistress.
Right,
man.
exactly. Don't leave your imaginary friend.
Yeah, you're a goldfish entertainer.
Hey, nobody.
Walk away from that shit.
I mean,
Man.
his lawyer, you're like, I can't get you out of this.
Right, yeah. You know what, man?
I
I'm
got a
sorry,
way to
dude.
spin this. You start closing your briefcase.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We've had a good run. Click, click, click. Take the shingle off of there. I don't even understand this business no more. You don't listen to a goddamn thing I say, do you?
If you're not gonna take this seriously, yeah, well, there you go.